Please join me in welcoming Peter Bauer to the lectern. John.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of the University System of New Hampshire, I confer on Peter Bauer the degree of business, Doctor of Business, with all honors pertaining thereto. Congratulations.
Congratulations, well done.
When we took Mimecast public in 2015, we were trained on how to present to investors, and one of the rules that was explained to us was no humor, no jokes. But I thought, as a dad and a South African originally, I couldn't not tell you an African dad joke. So here goes. What do you get if you cross a rhino and an elephant? Hell if I know. So firstly, a huge thanks for this honor. It means a great deal to me, and perhaps more than you'd imagine. I want to thank Professor Bonnie Beshard, President Burks, Provost Bowditch, not just for this degree, but for the opportunity to be involved with many of their programs like Enactus and the Panther Pitch. Also, my friend and my neighbor, Peter Carl, who's both a bachelor's and an MBA alum here. And I think that is a warning that Plymouth State University can be habit-forming. Peter's an extremely thoughtful and generous human and entrepreneur, and he has immense pride in this institution. And he introduced me to Professor Beshard several years ago, and our adventures together began. So thank you, Peter. Let me start by asking you if you know what imposter syndrome is. Yeah, heard of that. It's when you have these feelings of inferiority, like a nagging sense that you lack legitimacy in the place that you stand. And standing here with all of you that have worked so hard for several years to earn your degrees, I am reconnected with my inner imposter as I receive a degree on an honorary basis. Of course, I understand the logic of an honorary degree, and I appreciate the spirit and the intent that it's given, but I can never feel more worthy than you, because you've slogged, you've worked nights, weekends, day after day, through hardships, uncertainty, even through a global pandemic, to get yourselves here today. You and your teachers deserve the highest recognition on this special day. Well done. Your stories and your achievements are the most important thing. So imposter syndrome, maybe let's talk about that a little bit more, given that it's what I'm feeling right now. And I'm certain you've felt it too. And if you haven't, as you step out into the working world as young graduates, you'll likely encounter it. But if I may, let me call it something else for a second. Let me call it the chip on our shoulders. And I don't care really how it got there. You know, maybe I got mine from being beaten up at high school. A lot. Maybe I got mine from being one of the least affluent kids at my school. Maybe I got mine because my mom was killed in an accident when I was a child. Maybe because I was a foreigner building businesses in the UK and here in somebody else's country. Maybe my marks at high school were never scores that made me look very smart, nor qualified me for university. But who really cares how it got there? It's not really that important. And you know what? Your imposter will even invent a reason to misrepresent you if it needs to. And I've learned it can be really creative. You know, just when you thought it's gone, it pops up and it points something out, like, I don't know if those are the most fashionable sneakers that you're wearing, or, your Apple Watch seems to be an older model than everybody else's here. Sound familiar? That kind of nonsense? But I tell you, that chip on our shoulders, that's gold if we know what to do with it. And yes, of course, it can hold you back. It can sap your confidence. It can make you shrink when you really should rise. But if you acknowledge it and make a habit of rising anyway, despite fear, your path, your contributions will be rich. And I want to share a simple idea with you that I discovered early on that you might find useful about how to do this. Now, I remember one of my very first times that I felt massively inadequate in my professional career. I was just 23 years old, and I just started my first little tech company. And there were 3 of us, my co-founders and me. We went in to go and present a proposal to a potential customer. This was the division of a shipping firm. And the director of the firm was a man, experienced man in his 50s, very sharp, and to me, quite intimidating. And my imposter mind started telling me, who are you to be here in this large corporate building selling him anything? And I froze several times during that meeting, literally mid-sentence, and stammering my way through. I felt like a 5-year-old child, like I needed to ask for permission just to speak. And when we left that meeting, one of my co-founders said to me, what happened to you in there? You were all apologetic. And I said, I know, I'm sorry, I kind of fell apart. And he said to me, no, Peter, you've got to be bold. These guys need us. They really need what we're talking about to them. And his words stuck with me because he was right. This really wasn't about me or how adequate I felt. I had to look past that and see the opportunity in front of us to be in service of them. We could do something important that they needed done. And this gave me confidence. And in our following meetings, we eventually won our first big contract that launched our little business on a pretty exciting path. Now, as I thought more about that experience and I encountered more opportunities in my working life that intimidated me, I'd always go back to that. I might not feel adequate in this moment, but I am here in service of others, in service of something bigger than me. And then, despite fear, I'd show up ready to be of service and with whatever I could accomplish. And this simple pivot of being here in service, representing something bigger than me, that helps me get over my own fear and build habits of showing up anyway. Now, it's 2023, and you see the world is unbelievably full of problems and opportunities to be of service. We face challenges on all kinds of levels. Our food and agriculture system is fundamentally flawed. We're burning our planet, we need to remake our energy systems. We're filling our oceans and landfill with fast fashion and plastic. We're too slowly addressing social injustices. Our healthcare system's very expensive. And too many people don't know how to preserve their own well-being. And of course, technologies that are designed to make life easier are often making life feel much harder, less bringing us together and more often pushing us apart. But at the same time, innovation, software, hardware, it's never accelerated faster. We've got AI and soon the post-silicon computing platforms, they're going to bring unprecedented change for us in the next 10 years. We're tantalizingly close to fusion as a usable energy source. The renewable energy economy, it's accelerating, and regenerative agriculture is making a comeback. Even vegetarian diets are growing in popularity. And mental health awareness and destigmatization, it's gaining real momentum. So these and other movements, they're going to need bold people to drive them, to build their skills, to tackle these problems, to be of service and to be successful. And you know what the world also needs? People who are willing to lead with kindness. Now that's a purpose. That's a worthy purpose worth practicing. Even if you're waiting tables, driving golf carts, walking dogs, cutting grass, make yours a mission of kindness. Be a leader, be an ambassador of kindness, and you will be bolder. You'll be more joyful, and you'll be more successful. You're graduates now. And even if you weren't, frankly, these are all your opportunities, our opportunities. And despite fear, and using that golden chip on your shoulders, that'll make you outwork anyone who doesn't have one. Be bold and don't shrink. As my co-founder said to me after I'd shrunk from our big break opportunity back then, these guys need us. And so when your imposter pops up, it's just a reminder to use your golden chip, to ask yourself, who or what am I here in service of? And then with mild amusement, just smile at your imposter and tell them, I've got bigger fish to fry. You're not important because I'm here in service of a mission for these people. Panthers, the world needs you, imposter or not. Don't choose a mission. Understand how it is of service to others. And then despite fear, you will rise. You'll surprise. You'll thrive. Congratulations. I'm very proud of you, and I'm very proud to be here among you. Thank you again.